It appears much more emphasis was placed on architecture and the general scenery in these storytelling powwows than on the people or objects inhabiting them. Many of these powwows can be found on display in the National Art Gallery in Bhaktapur. There is a powwow of the tantric god Viganamtaka that is 6 feet long and 4 feet high. Other powwows of note are the Mahisa Sambara and the Vajra Vihari Mandala. Another painting type worthy of mention is the pata. Patas are illustrations of the deities. In addition, they are mainly Buddhist in context. They depict illustrations of any number of deities important to Buddhism. The art of stone sculpture is also immensely important to the Newars and their style. The image of the Buddha is particularly important and popular in the Kathmandu Valley. The earliest sculpture of Buddha is from Chevelle and was sculpted around the 5th century. He is shown standing with his 2 hands broken off. He is only wearing 2 pieces of cloth. His eyes and eyebrows are in Newar style, with ridged eyebrows and open eyes, but the face resembles that of a seated Buddha from Bodh Gaya. This illustrates the North Indian style's influences on the Buddha images of the Newars. The stone image of Mahakala is another good example of stone carving artwork. Mahakala is known as the protector of the Dharma. Though he may be depicted from anywhere from 2 to 16 arms, Newar stone sculptures usually depict him with only 2 arms. Throughout the Kathmandu Valley, this 2-armed sculpture of Mahakala is often found protecting Buddhist monasteries at their entrances. Yet another interesting stone image is a Parihar with Lakshmi and Parvati. This is a very Hindu image, but with a Buddhist context. It is believed that this image was placed near the monastery at Namo Buddha to protect the Dharma. Parihar is noted as being a frequent visitor to Buddhism practice, particularly in Namo Buddha, where he attends the festival of Mela. Today, unfortunately, the image of him is barely recognizable as its original form. Now we will embark on a brief tour of the Kathmandu Valley and notable architecture and art. Swayambhu Mahacharya is the first stop, and perhaps the most noticeable. This important stupa was built on a hill to increase its prominence, although its mere majestic presence seems prominent enough. Swayambhu is decorated with a unique colorful pair of eyes typical of Nepal. Around the stupa's base, there are bronze images of 5 Jnani Buddhas: Varochana, Aksovya, Ratasambhava, Amitabha, and Amoga Siddhi. Additionally, an assortment of chaityas, temples and shrines, stone and bronze images of both Buddhist and Hindu dedication serve as satellites of the main stupa. Next is another large stupa of great importance, the Great Stupa of Bodhanath. This stupa is particularly important to followers of Tibetan Buddhism, who have created a sizable community practically in its shadow. However, despite this, the stupa still holds importance with other Buddhists of the valley, particularly the Newars. Unlike Swayambhu and its grand accompaniment of religious structures and images, private houses and businesses surround Bodhanath Stupa. Outside of the valley, in the district of Kaveri Panchok, lies Namo Buddha, yet another important destination. An interesting feature of Namo Buddha is the Dharma Dhatu Chaitya, which holds great significance to Mahayana Buddhists. Positioned on the 4 directions of Dharma Dhatu are 4 Jnani Buddhas in various postures. The art found on the Chaitya is outstanding. The top of the Chaitya is brass, which is coated in gold. On it there are 2 pairs of eyes, Divya Chachus, eternal eyes, and Jnana Chachus, eyes of wisdom. In addition are 4 Buddhas in various postures, such as Jnana, Bhumisparsha, Varada, and Abhaya. There is even a diagram of the spiritual world, as well as other intricate details. Next is a structure practically made completely out of wood, and which also was not built as a temple, Kastamandapa. Kastamandapa means wooden pavilion, and may have been built to shelter visiting pilgrims, to serve as a marketplace, and to shelter other kinds of important community events. The building has 3 roofs supported by many columns and pillars. lions' heads and other designs are carved into the columns. There are also depictions of both Hindu and Buddhist deities. Kasta Mandapa may be the oldest building constructed in the Newar style in Nepal, and it lacks the ornate decoration of other Nepali buildings. Interestingly enough, some legends say that Kasta Mandapa was carved out of a single tree. Last stop is Kumari Baha, found predictably in Kumari Chowk. It is also often known as the Kumari Gar, or the Kumari's house. The Kumari is a young girl who has not yet hit puberty. She is chosen from a Shakya Newar family and is looked upon as a living goddess. The Kumari may be worshipped by both Hindus and Buddhists, but the idea is originally Buddhist. There are many Kumaris in Nepal, but the most important lives in the Kumari Baha in Kathmandu. The Kumari Baha is an excellent example of Newar wooden window carvings. Interestingly, a Star of David is the theme of one of these windows, above which there is an image of the Buddha. The protector deity Mahakala, whom was mentioned earlier, is also present in one of the window carvings. Within the main shrine of the temple, there are images of the 5 transcendent Buddhas. This shrine is primarily dedicated to Buddhism. The Newars are the primary creators of Buddhist art forms in the Kathmandu Valley. Their artistic style has been prolific throughout Nepal and beyond, particularly Tibet. Buddhism and Hinduism in a Newar context are extremely interdependent and linked in various ways, thus reflecting on the ambiguity of the dedication of the art and architecture.
Kathmandu Sahara, kai kaha paune yahan ja, koko ghar ghar.